is up, you beautiful people out there on the internet? It is I, Michael Shockman, here with our next episode and the premiere episode of our delve as part of our 5e Simplified, D&D 5e Simplified, that is, series. We just finished up last week the martial classes, and now we are moving on to the magical classes. So to kick things off with for today's episode, we're going to be covering the Cleric. Haha! Welcome to the Institute, by the way. For those of you just joining in, I wanted to give you guys a warm welcome. Please be sure to smash the like button and hit the subscribe button. It helps out immensely. Thank you so much. And without any further ado, let's dive into today's episode on the Cleric. So really quick, to start off, the Cleric gets a D8 to their hit die. They also get access to standard across the board, simple weapons and medium armor, as well as a number of different, as well as spellcasting. Check out the links down in the or check out your player's handbook for the various things having to do with spellcasting down there. Where the Cleric really gets in depth is with their subclasses, and I will go over those subclasses right now in just a minute. Aside from letting you know that the Cleric gets ability score improvements at 4th, let me check right here, 4th, 8th, 12th, 4th, 8th, 12th, 16th, and 19th levels. Sorry about that. 4th, 8th, 12th, 16th, and 19th levels. They get an ability score improvement. They also get subclass features at alternating levels as well. And they are one of the few full casters who can go all the way up to 9th level spells, which is pretty cool. And there are a whopping 7, count them, 7 subclasses. So for the sake of my own sanity, I hope you'll forgive me for not putting up all of the usual screenshots that we have, and I will just go through the very basics of the information of each one, and kind of go through and give a quick summary of the whole thing, the class as a whole at the end. So going down the list, and I am reading off of little notes here, pardon me, we have, starting off, the Knowledge Domain, which their big benefit is they get domain spells of, at 1st level, Command and Identify, 3rd level, Augury and Suggestion, 5th level, Non-Detection and Speak with Dead, 7th level, Arcane Eye and Confusion, and 9th level they get Legend Lore and Scrying. In addition, they get Blessings of Knowledge. At 1st level, you learn 2 languages of your choice. You also become proficient with your choice of 2 of the following skills, those being Arcana, History, Arcana, History, Nature, or Religion. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for the ability check you make that uses either of those skills. Okay, next we're going to move on to the second one, which is the Life Domain. The Life Domain, their domain spells are, 1st level is Bless and Cure Wounds, 3rd level is Lesser Restoration and Spiritual Weapon, 5th level is Beacon of Hope and Revivify, 7th level is Death Ward and Guardian of Faith, and 9th level are Mass Cure Wounds and Raise Dead. And mind you, these are spells that you always have prepared, and they do not count against your spells known, or spells prepared. In addition, the Life Domain also gets a bonus proficiency of, at 1st level you gain proficiency with heavy armor, which is kind of cool. Not martial weapons, but you get it with heavy armor. Next we're going to move on to the next one, which is the Light Domain, which there's, at 1st are Burning Hands and Fairy Fire, 3rd level are Flaming Sphere and Scorching Ray, 5th level are Daylight and Fireball, kind of a cool thing, they get a wizard spell. 7th level are Guardian of Faith and Wall of Fire, and 9th level are Flame Strike and Scrying, which is pretty cool. And they get a bonus cantrip at 1st level, which is the Light Cantrip, and it doesn't count against the number of Cleric cantrips known, which is kind of cool. Next we have the Nature Domain, kind of the priesty kind of off druids type of people. Their first level one is for spells known, or for domain spells are Animal Friendship and Speak with Animals. Third level are Bark Skin and Spike Growth. Fifth level are Plant Growth and Windfall. Seventh level are Dominate Beast and Grasping Vine. And ninth level are Insect Plague and Tree Stride, which is kind of cool. And at their first level specialty, they get a bonus proficiency in heavy armor, as well as being able to learn one druid cantrip of their choice, and it counts as a cleric cantrip for the player, but does not count against the number of cleric cantrips you know. You also gain proficiency in one of the following skills of your choice, those being animal handling, nature, or survival, which is kind of cool. Next, we have the Thor boys, the Tempest Domain clerics. Their first level domain spells are Fog Cloud and Thunderwave. Third level are Gust of Wind and Shatter. Fifth level are Call Lightning and Sleet Storm. Seventh level are Control Water and Ice Storm. And last but not least, ninth level are Destructive Wave and Insect Plague. Their bonus proficiencies are that they gain proficiency with both martial weapons and heavy armor. So it's definitely kind of a cool thing if you want to play kind of a Thor-like character from like the Marvel movies and Marvel comic books. Very cool stuff. Next we have our Jester Domain of the D&D world, the domain of the trickster. Their trickery domain spells being Charm Person and Disguise Self at first level. At third level, we get Mirror Image, and Pass Without a Trace. Fifth level is Blink and Dispel Magic. Seventh level are Dimension Door and Polymorph, and ninth level are Dominate Person and Modify Memory. And I do want to point out, these are spells that are based off of the I believe off of the character level. I believe. I'm not sure. I believe that, yeah, cleric level. That's what it is. It's based off of the character's class level, not based off of the spell level. So that's kind of cool. They get the Blessing of the Trickster. With Blessing of the Trickster, when you're starting when you choose this domain at first level, you can choose your action. You can use your action to touch a willing creature other than yourself to give it advantage on dexterity, quote unquote, stealth checks. This blessing lasts for 1 hour or until you use this feature again, which is pretty cool. And I do also want to kind of go a little bit more in depth with this one, specifically because Jester is absolutely one of my favorite characters in Critical Role, and I do want to show one of their second level things, which is Invoke Duplicity, which is pretty cool. Starting at second level, you can use your Channel Divinity to create an illusory duplicate of yourself. As an action, you create a perfect illusion of yourself that lasts for 1 minute, or until you lose concentration, as if you were concentrating on a spell. The illusion appears in an unoccupied space that you can see within 30 feet of you, and as a bonus action, on your turn, you can move the illusion up to 30 feet to a space you can see, but it must remain within 120 feet of you. For the duration, you can cast spells as though you were in the illusion space, but you must use your own senses. Additionally, when both you and your illusion are within 5 feet of a creature that you can see the illusion, you have advantage on attack rolls against that creature, given how distracting the illusion is to the target. So basically, you get free flanking. That's kind of cool. Gotta love Jester Domain. Yay. Alright, and last but not least, we have the War Domain, which is kind of cool. These are kind of like your Knights Templar, your Knights Hospitaller, your Orders of Knights, what would they be? I kind of like to think that a multi-class Evoker Wizard with a War Domain Cleric would be kind of the coolest iteration of a D&D version of Iron Man. So, getting back on track, sorry for that tangent, that kind of went out into left field. At first level, their domain spells are Divine Favor and Shield of Faith. Third level are Cleric Weapon, or Magical Weapon, and Spiritual Weapon. Fifth level are Crusader's Mantle and Spirit Guardians. Seventh level are Freedom of Movement and Stone Skin. And ninth level are Flame Strike and Hold Monster. And their bonus proficiencies are at first level you gain proficiency with martial weapons and heavy armor. Very cool. Okay. The Cleric. This is my summary of it. The Cleric is, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many other DMs and people out there, the most powerful class in the entire game of 5th edition. And that's even with just the player's handbook. They can do almost anything. I kid you not, they can do almost anything, and it only becomes more apparent that they can do almost anything with it. With a lot of the, with almost every single supplement that came out for the game. Clerics are wrecking balls, whether it be for damage purposes, for tanking purposes, for healing purposes, for utility purposes. They can do almost anything. And you want to blast someone with fire? Pick a light cleric. You want to bring someone back from the dead? Pick a life cleric. You want to be able to stand toe to toe for the most part with the fighters and fighting evil on the front lines? Pick either a Tempest Domain cleric or a war cleric. You want to be able to play a druid but not have to worry about being a tree hugger? No offense. Play a nature cleric. You want to be an off wizard who, rather than working for a magic college, works for a church? Play a knowledge cleric. They can do almost anything, and that is at once both their greatest strength and also their greatest weakness, because they are one of the most complex classes you will find anywhere in the game. As such, I have to say that the cleric, because of the sheer amount of spellcasting and the sheer complexity of their abilities and how many you have to juggle, I have to solidly place this in the advanced, like at least bare minimum, low advanced tier, going all the way up into expert tier for players. They are complex. They are powerful. They're fun, but I would highly recommend, if you have a new player who wants to play it, let them know and forewarn them that it might be a little bit overwhelming. But highly recommend them. Totally recommend it. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in on this premiere episode of the Magic section of things. I really appreciate it. Last but not least, please check out the links down in the description. You know what they do, you know where they go, you know what to do. I'm Michael Shockman. I've been your host and commentator. And remember, as always, guys, keep it real, keep it safe, keep it healthy. And we'll see you guys again soon in the Institute. Bye, guys.